Hi, my name is Chanhui, and in this video I'll show you my Ender-3 upgrades. First, I changed my normal Ender-3 Hotend to E3D V6 Hotend. So I think this nozzle Hotend is really good, and it makes my print print quality much better. I think all is ready. We usually, that their kind of structure, that heat goes from this heat block to from to nozzle neck, so it heat goes upside. So you must have to prepare E3D V6 blower. So you must install this. I didn't install that, and it goes really messy, and element melts this upside part. So you must prepare and install your this blower for your E3D Hotend. Then I installed this 5015 blower. Before I didn't install this printed parts and this silicone block on Hotend. Because of that, when this blower is active, it shoots wind so strong that this Hotend cannot reach the temperature that I set on this printer. So there was thermal runaway, and print goes down. Printer goes down. So because of that, I just installed this silicone and this printed part, and it works really well, and it cools parts really well. As you can see, I can print this part without support up to 65 to 70 degrees. And this time, I installed this BLTouch because I want auto leveler sensor. But there are kind of many auto leveling sensor, but I think BLTouch is mostly precise sensor, so I installed it, and I'm really satisfied in bad leveling. Let's talk about this Titan extruder. Before Ender-3, as you can see, we put extruder on here, but it is uncontrollable extruder, so it has so many problems. So I changed it from Bowden to direct type Titan extruder, and I absolutely recommend, and it works really well. I used this heavy 4240 Nema motor, and with this Titan extruder, and extrude so well that I have almost no problem with using this extruder. So and I can adjust this like a spring strength. So I think this extruder really works well in my printer. Next, let's talk about this glass bed. Before Ender-3 normal bed, it is really good, but as you know that if you script this with your printed parts, and you have to change your bed because it do not sticks well on that Ender-3 bed. So I changed a lot, but it has the same problem. So I changed this to Ender-3 glass bed. As you can see, it takes off really easy, and I really like this glass bed. But there's one problem. If this like a glass bed is kind of has many oil, and I touch this Ender-3 bed with my hand, and it gets my sweat and oil. So if this Ender-3's bed goes dirty, it filament do not stick well on that glass bed. So every time before starting printing, you have to wipe with this alcohol swab, so to make my bed clean. So it helps to make filament sticks on this bed well. As you can see, I changed from normal Ender-3 motor to Nema 4240 to make my printer to more powerful and stable. And I also put a damper on this y-axis and x-axis to reduce my sound of my motor. I changed this Nema 4240 motor on this y-axis, x-axis, and extruder, and I couldn't change my motor on here, this axis, z-axis, because of the length of the motor. And I also put all motor heat sink and fan to because I use TMC driver. It is really quiet, but it makes motor really hot. So I put the heat sink and fan, and it makes it cools really well. So I can print large thing that uses much time, and that I can print it really stable. I changed spool holder, normal Ender-3 spool holder to my printed part that is bearing on it, as you can see here. And because normal one has no roller and no bearing on there, so it makes my printer's extruder really hard. So sometimes it give hard time to my extruder. So I changed with this bearing one, so it works really well, as you can see here. I changed it from Ender-3 normal board to the Big Tree Tech Scalar V1.4 board, and because it is 32-bit board, it can compute more faster. And because I changed this board, I can install these 4 TMC driver, as you can see. I used the TMC 2208 board, so I installed 4 of them. And because I used the UART mode, so I can communicate with these drivers with software, so I can change current and like start chop mode. So because of that, it is really easy to control these drivers. And also I installed these two fans to cool down my driver